Steam,
like GTA and Hogwarts.
Steam, PlayStation.
Can you like go up to somebody, punch and take their wand?
I'm not sure about
This is
that.
mine now.
but You can just use the torture curse on every single person.
GTA Hogwarts.
You can take their broom. You can take their broom. You can come up to them and be like, "This is my broom now."
Beating him with it.
That game would be sweet.
Oh God.
There are no words to describe to you how much I don't care about this game.
Yeah, you're welcome. I hate you.
The novelties help sell, and it
Yeah.
just makes you feel good inside. That's
It
all.
makes you feel.
That's
It gives you a
It's that
mini
dopamine hit. Yeah.
dopamine
Which-
rush
yeah.
of like split second.
The newest.
I like it when I
Yeah.
play a game where a guy can just hit a hammer and like beams start coming into place.
It's
Or,
the difference
like,
between
50
getting to the
bucks.
finish line or enjoying the journey to the
Sure.
finish line.
Yeah. Like, what's the
Well,
definition of
and
entertainment?
I get why some people are aggravated because it's like you're this marathoner who's built up this body, and this other guy's taking a golf cart to the finish line.
So it's like
Every
Yeah.
podcast, I lose a little more faith in humanity.
My bad.
where's my game?
All right, so there was a time where I was just like real big into games, and things have dramatically changed. I don't know what happened, but like all of a sudden, everyone games, right? It seems like gaming got so much like mass appeal, and like games got so freaking competitive.
Well, you want to know how big the gaming industry is? It makes more money than film, the NFL, the NBA. What other large sports franchise are in the United States?
MLB.
MLB combined. You take all those, still doesn't even
Is that
cap.
true? Is that accurate?
Yes.
Yeah.
Um,
Interesting.
Pull that
The-
up, Jamie.
the gaming industry makes about 180 to 200 billion a year.
Probably if you take out gambling and fantasy football and that the
Well,
things
I'm
that
sure
go
he's
along
just talking
with it.
about just the game.
like
Does
the
it-
actual
Like
revenue for the leagues.
revenue
Yeah.
generated.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could buy into
No,
that.
that's
this is
that's
video
a, that's a
game.
terrible. That's not the right stat.
97 billion a year.
It's
I mean,
180. It says 2017. It's like gone tenfold over the year.
I'm sure that there's a way we could find the number that would back up our argument.
Do
here.
2022.
page 2 of Google.
Do you think that's because now? Let me ask you guys, because you guys seem to be the experts in gaming.
Scroll down.
What do you think?
There
that's,
you go. Yeah, that's it. 190, almost 200 billion.
Jeez.
And it out earns the film industry, plus the NFL.
That's unbelievable. So let me ask: do you think that because I feel like things changed whenever Xbox Live hit?
Oh,
Well, Halo was when it comes to first-person shooters, like Doom was like the first like main
Mhm.
like FPS. I don't know if you guys ever played
Doom,
that
Doom,
game.
Yeah, yeah.
Nukem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I played all the old games, but there was just like a point where
But Halo with Xbox Live, or even before Xbox Live, because Xbox you could do the
LAN parties.
system like LAN parties. Those were those were the days, man. You get up, 4 buddies that
Yeah,
had
yeah.
Xboxes, and you put them in different rooms.
we had a tournament.
Stop looking at my screen when you do the.
Yeah,
Jeez, I'm
we
still
had a
talking
tournament.
about PCs over here at StarCraft.
Yeah, we had a tournament of 8 guys, and we put all our computers together. I just remember like that night was just like the most epic gaming night that I could ever even think. I was like, we had 8 people online.
Halo was the starting point. I would say the change of a lot of that as far as competitives and how
Yeah.
much money, because it was such a huge success.
Yeah,
What's crazy is that game was only developed by 100 people. And if you look at game studios nowadays, like the large ones, like the AAA
Mhm.
games, thousands of people work on a game, more than you would say a movie.
Now I've heard something. I don't know how true this is, but they say that like being a game developer has one of the highest rates of suicide.
I don't know about that. Maybe
Maybe. I
it-
don't know. I can't speak to that.
I can't speak to that.
I think
Yeah.
I think there is something to be said for toxic culture at some of these gaming and
Yeah.
entertainment companies, right? There was that whole thing that blew up on what Blizzard
It
or
was Activision.
Activision,
Activision and Blizzard. I mean,
which
Blizzard
owns
was
Blizzard, I think, right?
What was going on?
Bunch of sexual
assault,
harassment,
sexual harassment.
assault, all kinds
Yeah.
of things.
That's always fun.
yeah.
Assault. Yeah.
I mean, those happen at a lot of companies,
Not
though. I mean, you see it all the time.
Totally,
so.
right? But there's particularly
But
toxic.
you already have the toxicity towards women in the industry, and
Right.
that was the big thing because it was a very male-driven industry.
You code like
So,
a girl.
Yeah. and that was the big issue, is that there was a bunch of harassment between female developers.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was very bad because it wasn't even like other developers harassing. It was like the executive team doing it.
Well, and you see this in like, social media companies and all kinds
Oh,
of
sure.
companies where like a founder, right, starts something, it blows up, and they don't really know how to actually be a leader. They were really good at like coming up with
One
all of
thing.
the architecture
Yeah.
of everything, right? But they're not actually like a good CEO, right?
Yeah.
And for that reason, you create toxic environments and
Yeah.
cultures and all kinds of things.
Well,
But-
the video games, from a culture standpoint, like it wasn't very. I mean, they were popular, but nowhere near to they are today. Like I believe
It's unbelievable.
it's half the world population almost plays video games in some sort, whether it's a mobile device, PC, Xbox.
And every device has
PlayStation.
its own niche. The most players that are on phones are moms and kids because they're just easy to digest.
Candy
and
Crush.
Do it. Candy
Yeah.
Crush. Oh yeah.
Which is,
Oh, yeah.
I think.
You know?
Oh yeah, mobile gaming is
Mobile
that's a
gaming,
whole
yeah.
nother
So,
situation.
But we'll get into that. But to get with the history, I just want to talk about how like it was only the nerds in high school
Yeah.
or middle school or even elementary school played video games, and those are the ones that were made fun of. Nowadays,
everyone plays.
a pastime.
Everyone plays,
Yep.
and that's what's funny. That's
Like-
that's what's so messed up is I got made fun of because I was a nerd.
you play video
Then I
games.
graduated and like stopped playing games, and now everybody's on games. It's like, oh yeah, this is cool.
Like all the little kids are playing like the big game, like especially like, I would say in middle school. It was like Fortnite.
Mm-hmm.
That game
It's
blew
huge.
because of microtransactions. I think it did. I think the last year reported, and if you want to look it up, Fortnite sales 2022. I think it was either
And
like
the game's free. which is
four-
just-
well, it's microtransactions.
Oh, of
so
course.
I think
Yeah.
it did 4 billion in revenue. 5. 20 in billion since it's come out. All
So-
from microtransactions. But the
So
thing is,
and
the-
tell me about microtransactions in these games because here's what blows my mind is like, I see most of these microtransactions as like skins.
Yep.
And like things that are just like cosmetics that have no gameplay advantage.
well,
there's two
there
types.
are, yeah. So you
Okay.
take think of it like a scale. Like you have your best type of gameplay where it's free to play and there is no transactions. It's like those games are very hard to come by because again, those are very indie level type games. They're
Mhm.
free. There's not much development behind it, but you don't have to pay anything. There's no pay to win.
Mhm.
And then you have free, and then there's some DLC content you could buy. So
Okay. Yeah, and that makes sense. DLC content.
free,
or
free or
skins.
ad supported,
or
right?
or skins.
So if you
well,
if you
those are more
download,
mobile though.
yeah, exactly. If you download like a free cell on your phone,
If you put an ad on a PlayStation
finish-
game, you would have
yeah, totally,
riots.
totally, right?
Then you have pay content where you pay for the game, and then there's no additional. And then there's aspects where you can, the game is free, but then there's only like microtransactions. So like take Fortnite is that, and then you have pay games, and then there's microtransactions. Take Call of Duty. And then I would say you get more towards the worst ones where there's games that are free, but then they're a pay to win. So, which is mostly the vast majority of mobile games are all pay to win.
Yeah.
They're free, but they're pay to win. And like, I
you
think
will
that-
not advance within the game.
Well, you
if you don't-
can. You just
Just
gotta.
It's just really
grind
slow.
it out.
Ever.
Yeah.
Or is
Um,
it Clash of Clans?
Yeah, there's a Saudi prince that spends $1 million a month on Clash of Clans to defend his forts.
Wow.
I was reading some article on that. Because it's pay to win. And
That
he's
makes
so,
me physically sick.
yeah.
That is insane.
So
It
There's
makes
a few-
me physically sick.
They're
to think
referred
about.
to as whales, just like you would think in
sure.
casinos. But the thing is, though, with microtransactions, you have skins, and then you have even skins for like weapons and Fortnite. But then there's the gambling component where they have loot crates. Loot crates
Those
are
actually been banned in some countries.
because it is seen as gambling because it's
It's gambling.
it's
Yep.
gambling, and a lot of people have gotten a debt into video games because the video games have taken a playbook out of the casinos where
Yeah. Oh yeah.
it's the your loot crate. You may get a chance to win one rare item
Yeah, Aaron, can you pull up that clip there? So South Park has an entire episode on exactly this concept, right? And the idea of this particular episode is Canada's created a mobile game that allows them to charge people to collect coins within this game, right? So go ahead and hit play there, Aaron.
You know, I appreciate the animation of South Park. They really stuck to realism.
Right?
Allow me to explain the science
Past
behind
games,
micropay
pay money,
video gaming.
enjoy.
For years, the concept
Those were the
behind
good old
gaming was
days,
simple.
where you just
You
paid
pay
money
for
and you got to
game
enjoy
you
the game.
With mobile apps, we now have the ability to make games that are boring and stupid. Pay for
Boring
it,
and
it's
stupid.
rewarding.
Like Angry
Freemium.
Birds.
The mium is
Freemium,
Latin
here
for
it
Yeah,
is.
not bad.
premium. There it is. Yeah.
It's a
Not
simple
really.
Is
Reality.
Latin? Not really.
Based on RPGs. Explore, collect, spend, improve.
Yep.
But
Pretty
whereas
much.
those
Yep.
just
Yep.
use the concept of XP or experience points, we've introduced the idea of micro paying with money.
Take
Excellent.
take money and
take
get
money
fake
and
money.
there you go.
It's what
Yeah, it's
everybody's
almost
doing.
like there's an
Premium
exchange
games are-
system.
Yeah.
Like in Call of Duty, you don't buy with money. You buy with COD points,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and the COD points don't really.
Everybody's
equate
got
to it's so stupid.
$20 is 50,000 coins.
almost everyone
I
has
wish.
that. I wonder what the what the calculation is behind that.
Well, Activision has a patent on that, and so does EA. And as far as how their algorithm and microtransaction system works to convince you to spend more money, because I think the data is I think Activision makes, or Call of Duty makes about $5 million a day in
Oh,
microtransactions
that's wild.
on Call of Duty.
Wow.
And it's a game you don't have. So Call of Duty, there's the multiplayer aspect, which is you have to pay for that. The campaign, you pay $60, you get the digital version, and then they have Warzone, which is your battle
Battle Royale.
royale, which Fortnite made really. I mean, there was other battle royales like PUBG and all that stuff way before that, but Fortnite came to the forefront with the microtransactions.
Well,
heavily.
that was a different gameplay of like the building concept that was
There was that,
totally different
but the
from every other game at
age
the time.
demographic would get
Yeah, that too.
10-year-old could
Yeah.
get mommy and daddy's credit card and rack up those charges, and they don't even
I
realize.
didn't do that with RuneScape. Sorry, mom.
RuneScape. I'm telling you what, that's a blast from the past.
So
Oh yeah, level 99. over
Warzone
here.
is still Call of Duty. It's the same playing mechanics, everything. It's free, and you don't have to pay any money to enjoy it whatsoever. But then there's this extra few things. Oh, you can get these skins. You can get these gun packs, so you don't have to grind it, out whatever on multiplayer to get it. And it's not pay to. It is not pay to win, because buying some of these things doesn't make you better. Granted, there have been some broken guns where you buy a pack and it's like the most OP, overpowered gun in the game, and everyone buys it. And I think they break it on purpose because it does give you some competitive advantage, especially nowadays with how competitive it is, especially in esports, which is a whole nother conversation.
Have you guys ever looked at the history of like the most expensive items that people paid real money for? There was a flail on Diablo, one of the Diablos. I don't know if it was 1, 2, or 3. I think it was 3, but I don't remember how much it was, but it was a random drop but the stats were kind of random, but it ended up being like the most powerful weapon in the game, and it sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars
In real dollars.
in real dollars.
Yeah.
And it got to, and there was another game that the company came out with this planet that this company wanted to like purchase so that you could go.
Was that
And,
StarCraft?
It wasn't StarCraft. No, it's a game where there's this big universe and you can travel
EVOA
through.
online.
Yeah, I think that might be something like that. But you were basically able to charge other players to go and mine materials on this planet, because this planet they made in the game was like super rich in minerals.
And somebody
a
built an entire business on it?
A company paid for the planet to be made, and then they had a business within the game charging players to get in. And so it I think that ended up selling eventually for like millions.
That's
Well,
how I
and-
made my monster allowance, like the energy drinks. I
Yeah.
used to buy and sell RuneScape accounts.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah.
You like work
I
up the XP
Yep.
or something, and then
work up XPs in certain
yeah.
things, and then sell the
Wow.
account.
Yeah.
Yep, and
So-
people still do that for WoW.
Yeah.
People will beef up WoW accounts. I'm not so
Um,
much anymore because of how like things have been progressed, because there's so many DLCs for it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
In
yeah.
in real life, a company named Seed Virtual Worlds bought a planet called Calypso for
Yes.
$6 million.
Yep. Yep. That's it. Calypso. Yeah.
Oh,
$6
wow.
million for an NFT. I'm just kidding. Essentially, is
That
what it
puts
is.
my RuneScape monster
mean-
allowance to shame.
Here's what I'll say. Like, this is obviously wild, right? But this is the direction that I'm confident Zuckerberg and others want the metaverse to go, right?
Mhm.
Well,
I mean,
that's why
that's what
they
they want
bought.
the metaverse to be. Is this transactional? There's like a
It's Ready
marketplace.
Player One.
Yeah, there's a marketplace of people
Microsoft
interacting.
spent $68 billion to acquire Activision. In my opinion, mostly for the IP
Yeah.
and
For the IP.
intellectual property.
Oh.
So,
Yeah.
so essentially, then in the metaverse, right, you could sell the skins for a particular
All
Activision
these
game.
most
Warcraft.
popular games you can think of.
Interesting.
You have World of Warcraft. You have Call of Duty. You have Microsoft is Halo. So like again, if you've seen Ready Player One, like that ending
Mhm.
scene where you have all these characters, if you put a brand name over each of those characters, you're probably gonna see Microsoft across the table. Versus some of these other games. Yeah, you have EA and all that other stuff, but Microsoft has the vast majority of IP when it comes to video games.
Interesting.
Nintendo.
So if you think about it from a long-term standpoint, granted, all those Activision makes a crap ton of money and is going to continue to make a crap ton of money. But you think the longevity aspect of that, you have all this IP that you can build upon with, it makes sense. It's still the largest deal to
and
this
now it's
day.
just the incentive for the end user to get into it, to have like a really dedicated VR room. Like they really have to minimize that, right? Because like I've seen streamers, they have a whole green screen, like 4 cameras around them, so you can see what they're doing, and most of it's like Battle Saber, it's like DDR, Dance Dance Revolution, but you have like sabers in your hand. You're like, that's it.
Yeah.
So to be like Ready Player One style, to have like these suits
Haptics.
on, haptics, and all this,
So-
like we're decades away from that. But to go to all that IP that we put into it, that's where we have to go for end consumers to actually be involved into it.
So, I mean, the gaming industry, I think, really changed. I think it was like 1998 or 1999. There was some.
When the internet started becoming
there
really
was that,
popular.
but like the first actual like real tournament, and or the guy won like $5,000 and a Ferrari was the prize for the gaming tournament. I forget what game it was. I don't know if it was Diablo or
Well, I know.
Dune.
What was it? G4 on cable. They always had
When
the
it was good.
game tournaments. They did Unreal.
Yeah.
You know,
So
they did those.
So I would say gaming really changed. I mean, it got way more popular, because of 2020. But I would say Twitch.
Quake. Yeah.
Twitch was the turning point. I would say that platform. First, when it came out, it was called Justin TV.
Which is Twitch is an extremely like interesting cultural phenomenon to me. Like people play games and stream. You watch them play games.
Yeah, but how's it
Not
any
just
different from
games.
you watching someone play football?
I don't see. I don't get into that.
I know,
Yeah.
but it's essentially
It's
just
entertainment.
it's just
Oh, it's the same
entertainment.
thing.
You're
Yeah.
watching someone play a game.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, you may not agree with it because you think it's stupid. The dollars would disagree with
yeah,
you.
yeah. It doesn't
Well,
matter what I think.
But the
It's
thing
also,
is,
it's also more approachable, right? If you think about how if you're watching somebody play, Grand Theft Auto online or whatever you're watching them do, you could then turn your system
it's
on and
Quake.
play it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's even more approachable than you could with the NFL, right, or any other league, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're never going to be like
The
performing
the
at their
barrier to
level.
entry to join semi pros versus
Yeah.
you
casual
could do,
video
you
gaming.
could do it yourself, but you're seeing someone take it to the next level. Like, oh, I could play that game too if I really wanted to.
Or
I
they're
don't-
just funny.
yeah.
Like different
So-
different channels have different platforms to talk on.
So,
right?
but like Twitch was, I would say, that made gaming to what it is. I think it's gone downhill, in my opinion. YouTube has become a very massive competitor in that space and attracting a lot of these big time streamers over.
I think it
but-
has to do with their contracts.
But before Twitch, though, I mean, there were some streamers, but the way to really only make money in gaming was there was these contests. You would have like
Mm.
I think there was
Madden tournaments. I mean, like paid tournaments where you could win money.
Those don't even get anywhere near to like League of Legends. Like I remember there was that 16-year-old kid that won $3 million first place League of Legends at 16. That's life change. Like,
what do you do with $3 million at 16 years old?
Well, you don't give it to your parents. The think about like I remember when I was younger, my parent, like all your teachers would say,
all the tattoos.
All your teachers would say you can never make money playing video games.
Yeah,
turns out
my dad was into that.
Or you'll never have calculator in your pocket.
Oh yeah. One of the biggest lies.
The biggest lies ever. So I would say contests became very popular. That industry grew, and then you had Twitch, and a lot of these streamers were making more money from that than these contests.
Yeah.
Because you can sub to your favorite Twitch streamer, and all it is just someone with a video camera on them, or even it's just a screen grab and then their voiceover. Sometimes you never even see who. It just depends if the person has like.
It's wild.
Pizzazz.
We had to cut off my nephew because it was out of control. He was just watching Preston play Minecraft.
Oh my god!
An insane amount, and it was to the point where we were like, "You have to stop. This cannot be. This is no longer allowed on the TV." Because he'd like pull it up on YouTube on the TV.
Yeah.
My
son
the main
loves
TV in
Preston
the house
Plays.
is not for Preston. He's not allowed on it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
It's just hours of him just playing a game.
That's
wild.
it. Oh.
Some of these
I don't
streamers.
know. I kind of
Sickening.
I really don't care. Like Preston, whoever my son watches, because he'll take that and he'll eventually put it in his world. Because I have my own server at the house, so he'll actually join it. And I have this whole entire thing. I can like see and spectate everything. He's built some crazy stuff. Yeah. And it's like, how do you know this? You're 4 years old and you know like logic gates right now.
Listen,
like,
there's truth to the fact that I mean like Bradley, as a kid he's probably I guess he's 7 now. He just turned 7 and he has a very like adult sense of humor and an adult like kind of approach to the world because he's like watching these YouTubers.
Scary.
I mean he's also the youngest too, and the youngest are always exposed to things at a younger age, right?
Sure.
That they probably shouldn't be watching, right? but because he watches so much YouTube, he's like got this kind of different way of seeing the world, which is interesting.
Yeah.
To some degree, and there's negatives to that.
So
of course,
some of
100%.
these streamers are signing multi-million-dollar deals. I think the biggest Twitch one is with Nick Merckx. I think he signed like a 50.
What do you guys? So what do you think draws someone to? Do you think it's personality? Do you think it's ability to play the game?
It's the personality, the character, the vibe they bring. Because all these streamers have different personalities, and some you don't like, some you think they're pompous jackasses.
I mean, you did it for a while. What's your take on the other side of it? Like, because I know you said you had sell all the time.
I wanted to do it, and I did do it. I felt like I was working,
right,
and I didn't want to do that. I want to play the game because I want to enjoy it and have. This is my relaxing time, and anytime the camera was on, I felt like I was working. And I built up a small audience of like 800 followers on Twitch.
Not bad.
And I made some money. I also spent money, but I felt like I was working. And some of these Twitch streamers are doing 12-hour days. Granted, some of these really most profitable ones, they're making a big amount of money each day.
There was a friend of mine. They quit. They quit their job and everything, and they're streaming on Twitch. And I checked in with them. It's been like about 6 months. They're like, I've got 5 dedicated followers.
Yeah, you have to. So you can't just be good at a game anymore and become famous on.
You have to be an entertainer.
You have to be. So if you look at some of there are some that became really good because of the games. And they have that dedicated audience, but that time, in my opinion, has come and gone.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, if you were on Twitch when it first came out and you were really good at the game, that was when the time to be on to grow your audience. Nowadays, to really break it, you have to be an influencer or content creator.
You have to be good at marketing.
And even the ones where you have
to be good at connecting to people.
You could be
You have to be engaging.
So
that's the key to everything. It seems
the
like
top 2, I would say, like the ones that I've watched every once in a while. I don't watch their live streams. I watch their clips, but like Tim the Tap Man and Dr. Disrespect. And then there's a few other, like Stillmountain64. You may know who that is.
I know Stillmountain is.
That dude is hilarious.
He's just yelling the whole entire time.
And then there's some British guys like Jack Frags. I like his commentary when he's reviewing games.
You know who blows my mind is the guy Destiny.
Destiny. I don't
So he's
I know who
he
he is.
I know
he
he is.
debates like political commentary while he's playing video games. Like
Yeah.
really intelligent. Like
I hate him though.
yeah. Love him or hate him. Like the fact that you have the mental capacity to successfully play a game while debating complex topics. Who are you?
So-
like what breed of human are you?
Aaron, go to YouTube and type in like Tim the Tap Man, and his name fits who he is because he is tatted on. Hey, here's our video.
Hey, look at that.
333 views. That's not Tim the Tap Man. And go to like his channel. He's got almost 5 million subscribers. He left Twitch to come to YouTube and just hit videos.
Yeah, I want to
he's
say,
live
I
right
wanna say
now.
Twitch is failing because of their contracts. Because you can only if
Well-
you have Twitch, you can only like use Twitch.
Well, it's contracts, but searchability. Like,
oh yeah, fair. If you don't have the
'cause
Twitch app,
if
You
you
get
ever,
discovered on YouTube more.
Yeah.
but the thing is that Twitch, it's everything's live streamed. There's no video clip of you to go watch to like learn something.
Oh, really? You can't like
No.
save videos? Is
You can make clips, but it's not. No, it's nowhere near to what YouTube is.
yeah.
And you can be locked in on YouTube for quite a bit. You could be on YouTube for
these-
hours.
these-
but
Well,
to
yeah,
be on
that
Twitch
seems
for-
like a
these
massive
thumbnails,
oversight. Because
man.
if you discover something funny in a clip, on a YouTube clip, you could share it with other people and they could watch it later. But what you're describing
and
with
that's your,
Twitch
that's
is
your funnel. Right?
So,
You get
like,
more
hit-
people
Wow.
that way. Yeah, that is weird.
interesting.
hit funny proximity chat moments that make you slap. I'm just. So this is.
Morning, even afternoon,
this
we
is
got
Tim
a
the Tap
back
Man.
Oh, I know
today,
Tim the Tap
baby.
Man, okay.
We got some more
He's-
prox chat moments. I know y'all love them. I
But see,
love them.
he's a
Kevin loves them,
character.
so we got more. If you
Um,
do want to continue to
he's
see
got his
these types of
penguin called
videos
Kevin
like this
that he
video
references,
right
but it's
now,
just you see him
7%
playing
of the
games,
content
just
you're
him
most
giving
importantly,
commentary
be sure to
over
tell
it.
somebody you love 'em.
But
what games does he play?
Call of Duty mostly.
Yeah.
Fast forward through this. I don't know what's going on. His
You probably gonna be my teammate though, bro. So get ready. I killed you, bro.
my
You gotta have to
teammate.
do
and
better than
he
beat
when
you
he's
up.
live streaming, he's getting
I'll do better,
you know
man.
40,
Alright,
50,000
sure.
people at any given time
long
watching
you got?
his
Yeah.
live
12,
streams.
10
I
seconds.
wonder how you entertain those
got
comments.
in
Just
after
like
me,
at a
huh?
certain point, just
Oh,
putting people
man. We about,
All right, back
we
out.
about to get a
in the gulag.
Where's he's live right now. Go to his live stream.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's got
Yeah.
20,000 people watching. What's he
What?
playing?
Fortnite. There you go. Switch it up every once in a while. I can never play battle royale games.
But
They
this
always
guy is
piss
our
me off.
age, has a kid, works from home, plays video games for a living.
I'll
makes
just run
millions
out,
of-
get shot, die, and then
you're
start
stuck
over.
back in the queue,
Yeah,
and they're
it's
just
terrible.
waiting. Like I can't.
I would say another
battle
character
royale
is
games annoy me.
go to Dr. Disrespect.
Like yeah, there's one other guy.
This guy
that does
is
it with
older
his,
than
son.
we are. He's the He's a
Oh.
two-time.
There's that grandma that does Call of Duty.
Yeah, I've seen
I
that.
can't remember her name, but yeah, she's pretty good.
This guy has a whole persona about him. He wears this wig, this fake stash. Actually, no, the stash is real.
The stash is real.
But the wig and the headphones and the sunglasses.
Yeah, it's all about entertainment. it
Well,
looks
the
like here,
the
right?
49ers, he's a big 49ers fan, brought him to do some promo where he's at the stadium honking
does-
the horn.
Oh yeah, almost weekly during the season they have Dr. Disrespect parlay, specials on FanDuel, right? So he's got like a contract with FanDuel,
Yeah, interesting.
online sports gambling, to like basically do like a parlay every week. Right?
Yeah. So
So-
depending on who you are as a person and how you things that you love and how you like certain people, you might like Dr. Disrespect and Tim Tama because they play a lot with each other, but then you may not like Ninja versus people who like Ninja may not like these guys because just the vibe they give
Well,
off.
that's what they talk about on on their channel. There's
Right.
a lot of different things that they talk about. Of course, not just about just watching the game anymore.
No. So
It's being engaging.
yeah, it's become way more competitive, and I would say sometimes gaming feels like it's not as fun anymore, especially like with Warzone. You get on, you have every person you're playing is the term.
They're trying to
You
slide
call
cancel.
them a sweat. You can't do that anymore in Warzone 2, which I love. Everyone's a sweat. It's that meme. You guys, actually, Aaron, type in sweat gaming sweat nerd meme. I'm trying to. It's a guy like sweating his head off, and he's just like so intensely playing the game because he's always trying to meme.
Yeah, everybody's good, so nobody's good.
Yeah,
anymore.
this.
Yeah,
This guy's like, play that.
there you go. So many ads. All the ads.
Go,
Oh,
go
no.
back.
Oh boy. Oh god, get out of this.
It opened up a new tab.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, just exit out of this
Oh,
tab.
get
Yeah,
out of
this
this.
is-
Exit
Close it
out of this tab.
Close it out.
Um,
Oh boy. Click
YouTube.
it.
Why the speedrunner
Sweaty speedrunner.
Yeah, so many people. It's like this guy's. This is every person I play every night when I'm playing Call of Duty. They're just like so intense into the game. Gotta get the win. All right, you can stop playing this.
I don't know that. Here's what I'll say.
That's
I
exhausting.
long for simpler times than all of this, right?
Same.
Going back to what you were saying, like I long for 1998 when we, my buddy Rob and I got to play the teachers in Warcraft 2 after school
There you go.
on the LAN network,
There you
right?
go.
And that was great. And
That's
we
what-
got our asses kicked,
That's what
right?
we
got
used to
killed.
do the same thing.
They
in our
crushed
networking
us,
class.
but it was a fun time.
So there
Yeah,
are
set up
still
servers.
games you
Yeah.
can play and enjoy that there's not the multiplayer, a lot of role playing. So I would say like the new one that's coming out that's causing a lot of uproar, but it is the top selling game right now is Hogwarts. It's the Harry Potter open world
Yeah, I heard about that.
fantasy. It's been
yeah.
in production for like past 2.5
It's
years.
Crucio every student.
And it's the top selling game on
Like
Steam,
GTA and Hogwarts.
Steam, PlayStation.
Can you like go up to somebody, punch it, and take their wand?
I'm not sure about
This is
that.
mine now.
but You can just use the torture person every single person.
GTA Hogwarts.
You can take their broom. You can take their broom. You can come up to them and be like, "This is my broom now."
Beating him with it.
That game would be sweet.
Oh god.
So there's a serial killer that does Imperio. Just like lures people with Imperio.
So that game, it also has become more top selling because of some like woke activists have tried to boycott it because of J.K. Rowling and her view.
Yeah.
She's
And
doing all right.
she's doing all right, but it's completely backfired, and more people have bought it because of the fake
Well, I mean, they
outrage.
also like that's.
I mean, what is the fake outrage?
Well, J.K. Rowling is
They don't like her.
because
she's got some.
she believes
She
in-
spoke about some LGBTQ.
no, it was
related
no.
stuff
She believes
and
in biology, is what she said.
We're not gonna get into.
not get
political
into
it.
here,
Fair.
but
and they're trying to
Number one selling
boycott
game,
her.
PS5. Nice.
Yeah,
Man, I don't know how you find every single website with so many ads, man. Like, Jesus. Ad. Like, wow.
it's like a mobile game.
I need
You're
to-
trying
I
to
need to put
click
pie
out of the
holes.
ad.
I had no intention of buying this and I saw all this news for someone's got to go to the
Fired.
bathroom. Saw all this news for this game, and I was like, oh, let me look into it. And I started watching more videos on it. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, this looks pretty fun, and I bought it. Never would have bought it if this
Yeah,
outrage.
I mean,
news,
whatever.
I'll say
News
this
sells.
like
yeah,
in general,
could be fake outrage.
You never know.
I think it's interesting though,
Do you
like
get royalties?
how
does.
much has changed and evolved, right? Because I think at this point the only video games, quote unquote, that I say I would play are ones where there's an exchange. I buy it, I own it, I can play it when I want to. That's
I mean,
it.
That's this.
That's Steam,
yeah,
right? Like
yeah.
you buy games off Steam.
This game is that.
I
like,
think
and if there's like an
DLCs
expansion that comes out,
I think
cool.
DLCs and
I'm
one-day
choosing to buy
patches has actually ruined games because gone
That's
are the days of
Call of
saying,
Duty.
"Hey, this game needs to be perfect before you release it. If there's a bug, your game sucks."
As
Now the games like
Cyberpunk.
was it
Cyber-
Cyberpunk?
they're able to just
Battle-
pump them
Battlefield.
out. Is what you're saying?
Well, not just that, but it's not even done. Like
So-
Cyberpunk was a huge failure in that aspect.
That was
There was
seven-
so many.
7 years in development, and it fall on its face day one. Huge, like everyone was so excited about it. I waited. I'm glad I didn't buy it. I jumped into Battlefield because I saw the trailer. I was like,
Was it
this looks.
Battlefield 2?
No,
No.
the most recent Battlefield 5 is the most
Well,
recent
even
one.
the one before that, the World War II one.
Well, no, that was because they put like a lot of their.
Well, still, I mean, the day one release, they still had a bunch of bugs in multiplayer.
Well, yeah. So Call of Duty does the same. They release a unfinished game.
Yeah,
And it's so buggy
it's so
and like still to this day my game crashes, like my entire PC crashes.
Yeah.
This is the only game that does it at least 3 times a night. I'm middle of playing a game and it's like we've invested 25 minutes into this game, entire PC shuts off.
What game?
Call of Duty.
Oh.
So the thing is, a lot of these industries that focus on the microtransactions, they release an unfinished game. They don't focus on developing the perfect game because their goal is to make as much money.
And I think that comes down to their runway, too. It's like, well, this is the release date. all these people have pre-ordered, and then not only that, but then you have the release day of people actually buying the game. They know it's not done, but maybe they're running out of money for that project, so they need to
needed to fund
push it out.
more.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
so I think that's the economics
And
driving behind that.
If
The
you
whole
think
point
about
of
the
doing
number
it.
of games, so a lot of these big AAA game developers used to make a game every year because the microtransaction aspect didn't exist. So they had to keep making games to keep making money. But in order to make a game that sold, is you had to sell a completed game because there were no updates.
Yeah.
But when the microtransaction stuff came out, a lot of these game times started getting long. Like, when was the last GTA game that came out? It was
Yeah,
like
they've been
4
talking about
4
forever.
Yeah.
But the reason why is because they've sold all these other DLC packs.
DLCs and
yeah,
expansions
GTA Online is like now this huge thing,
Yeah.
right?
Call of Duty's a bit different.
Yeah.
But they still release an unfinished game, but they have multiple different studios. So like Infinity Ward is made Modern Warfare, and then you take Treyarch, which is another studio. They made either Vanguard or Black Ops. I forget which one. That game was
I think
fucking
it's
terrible.
Black Ops.
And then there's
Activision.
Sledgehammer Studios,
Yep.
Raven Studios, whatever, made Vanguard.
See, all
And
that's,
they go through rotation.
all that's frustrating to me because if I'm buying the next GTA, I don't care about GTA Online. I am purely buying it
For the
story
story.
mode. That's what I'm buying it for.
And a
For
lot-
story mode
I
and
think-
experiencing
Okay,
missions.
So who
and
puts
doing all that
better
stuff.
story games out, PlayStation or Xbox?
I would say PlayStation.
I
I
don't
think PlayStation puts out better, like story mode.
I don't know. Literally, dude, the most
think
advanced
Xbox
gaming
used
system
to.
I have
I
is
agree. Like
used to.
Halo after Halo.
But see, you take like Battlefield, the most recent Battlefield though, doesn't have a campaign.
No.
It's only
Yeah,
multiplayer,
it's only multiplayer.
and you
Yeah.
still had to pay for it.
Yep.
And
here's all I'll say.
it's gotten better.
The gaming system I'm working with is an Xbox 360, right?
Oh my God.
So
I mean,
like,
I have
I'm
a
not,
PS4.
I can't
so,
even play
yeah.
GTA Online, so like I can play story mode of GTA 5, and that's all I can do, right? So when GTA 6 comes out, I'll probably be forced to buy whatever
the new
that
Xbox
works.
10.
So-
yeah.
I have an Xbox One, PS5, and a PC.
Does Xbox Live still cost money?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Xbox Live and PlayStation Plus. Yeah.
PlayStation fell onto that model. It used to be free, and I believe they jumped into that model. Like, oh wait, we can also make money. If there's this many Microsoft users that are paying for this. Now, Microsoft came out with Xbox Game Pass, where you can get free titles every month.
Yeah. PlayStation does
which
the
is
same thing.
really smart. Yeah, PlayStation does the
Yep.
same thing.
So every month on the first, I'm sitting there going, "Ooh, what's free?" Just like Steam. Steam will do like fire sales, and they'll have like games that used to be like $70, $80, like $2.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I'll-
like
I'll-
super discounted.
Oh yeah, 80%, 90% off. And
Yeah.
I'll buy them all, and you just
Yep.
keep them in your library. You don't even download them till you're ready to play.
So if you like those world building type games, and you have Steam, there's one that's coming out called Manor Lords. You might like. Think of
like medieval or
it's
what's
medieval,
Yeah.
but think of like Age of Empires. Not as much combat, but way more focus on the economy and like building the community. Can you go to? It's developed by one guy. Go to like type in Manor Lords, and then Steam, and
Manor,
it looks
M-A-N.
and it looks the second one. Let's go to their website. This is one guy that developed this game.
Looks like Banished.
And I played the demo for it, and the demo was great. And I can't wait to buy it.
Is this one of those things where you have to like buy stuff in the game?
No,
No,
you
it's
buy
just
the game
buy
once,
the game, and
you
then,
own
yeah.
it.
Nice.
It looks like Banished.
And yeah, kind of think of that. But you could build if you like those micro.
Yeah, because I like
SimCity,
SimCity. I like SimCity. I like
Sky-
RimWorld.
There's-
City Skylines
I like
is
it.
the newest.
I like it when I
Yeah.
play a game where a guy can just hit a hammer and like beams start coming into place. That's my preferred
That was
gameplay.
Age of Empires right there, right?
Yeah.
Is
Age of Empires.
Yeah.
Like
like roller
Oh, the
coaster-
roof's on.
Roller Coaster Tycoon. Yeah.
Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Sticker citizens in a little hole.
I believe he
Truck
uses the Unreal Engine.
This looks like Unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah, Unreal has made it possible, made it, I would say, cheaper also for a lot of game studios with less. You can develop a game now with less people because of Unreal Engine. So you can still have your battle combat, but there's more focused on money and economy in this. If you like that management level type stuff, I think
Yeah.
you would enjoy this game.
That's interesting.
But this is one guy developed this.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's been in development for a while, and I think it is coming out this year. And then there's the other, that's StarCraft, but there's a space version of like
They got
Star
Citizen.
Citizen.
Star Citizen.
That's what.
That's a very intense game.
Yeah.
You can get very intense with your setup.
Is this the one that's coming out? Or is it
No,
Star?
it's Star Citizen's already out.
Yeah, no, Star. What's that?
I don't know. I do find those games interesting where it's like you're managing the process. Like
Starfield.
I don't even play
Yeah.
Madden games
This is the next
to play
big one.
Madden. I just play for franchise mode to
So this
add
is
players and draft and
this is
pick 'em up
from
in
the
free
creators
agency.
of
No, Bethesda. Yeah.
Bethesda. This
Yeah.
is Bethesda's next game is Starfield. It's
Really?
it's a massive open universe. There's like 1,000 planets you can. This is where you could be on the game for ages and not complete everything.
So this is they're just like we're sick of making the next Skyrim. We're gonna make something totally
Yeah.
different.
So you take Skyrim and then what else did they made? Fallout.
Yeah.
Those games were fun.
Yeah. Yeah, those are my favorite games because it's the biggest story mode game I think of all time.
Choose your own adventure.
And my only problem with story mode games, you like leave it for several months and then you come back, you're like, what was I doing?
Yeah. Well, they've got you just check the journal.
Yeah, very true. Well,
Jay.
no, so the new
Jay on the
thing,
keyboard.
the new game plus, when you like beat the campaign, you can replay it with all your armor and stuff. That's like a new thing they've been doing. So like God of War, I'm replaying on God of the hardest difficulty, and I left it for like a year. I moved, and I was like, I just was in my closet, and then I was like, let me boot this up. And I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing, and I'm getting my ass handed to because obviously it's on the hardest difficulty. So it's like, what's going on? And they're coming out with the new one, so I have no idea where I'm at. Did I beat the game? Did I get all the Valkyrie and all the other stuff? I have no idea what's going on right
Go
now.
to YouTube and go to Viva.
Viva Las Vegas.
No, Viva La League. Viva. Yeah,
La
Viva
Dirt
La
League.
Dirt.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love
they
these
got
guys.
some great videos.
These-
I love
yeah,
these
yeah,
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
they do.
no.
Viva La Viva.
It's Viva La Dirt League. I think.
Dirt League.
Yeah.
You had Dirt.
Dirt DIRT.
Yeah, that first one. Yeah,
Viva La Dirt.
and then go to
Yeah.
These got almost
Oh,
five.
yeah,
he's
where is
hilarious.
that?
Hit
What's
videos.
Pew, 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 pew.
Scroll down.
They probably have a
Actually,
microtransaction.
no, go to shorts. It's definitely gonna be shorts. Scroll down. There's one on microtransactions.
Oh, I bet you there is one of the
Um,
transactions.
It's where keep
Accidentally
going.
stealing in games. Falling in love with AI.
That sounds like just the best.
Skipping the
best
grind
job
with
ever.
Yes,
money.
this
There
is
you
it.
go.
Yeah, play it.
I
10
mean, like, I
million
spent
views.
like 6 months unlocking all of this.
Wow, that seems like a
6
bunch of
months.
work.
Yeah, it was. But don't worry, with a little bit of patience, you
I
two
do it.
will.
That'll do it.
res-
Yep, and
that
done.
armor.
Yeah, no, I just bought it.
I
just
just
bought it.
I just
You
bought
seen some
everything.
cosmetics?
Nice.
Where you just spent like real
Real
money,
money?
on it, like actual
Yeah.
dollars.
Yeah.
It's just,
I don't
you
know.
I'm kind
There,
of
there
sick of
comes a
people just
time.
buying their way
like,
to good gear.
what's
This shit used to
cheaper,
actually
your
mean
time
something.
or just
And
spending
I
just 20
personally
bucks?
think
Aaron
it's fucking
deposit.
lazy.
Like what's like
Your
what's
time
better?
versus
Yeah, it's like, oh, I spent
Yeah.
90 hours for all of this stuff. Okay, so if I'm $100 an hour, I just spent $900 to get to where I'm at.
It's
or
the difference
like
between
50
getting to the
bucks.
finish line or enjoying the journey to
Sure.
the finish line.
Yeah, like, what's the
Well, actually-
definition of
and
entertainment?
I get why some people are aggravated because it's like you're this marathoner who's built up this body, and this other guy's taking a golf cart to the finish
So,
line.
so it's like the Easter eggs that used to be in games. It's like you had to like get to the secret level and beat all these secret bosses to get the legendary armor. That's not a thing anymore. You just okay, I bought it. Like that's
Yeah.
kind of the aspect of gaming's kind of like disappeared. It's
Well,
like,
and I get that would be frustrating in a competitive online multiplayer environment, right? But if you're like single player, who cares, right? It
Yeah.
doesn't really
right,
matter,
yeah,
right?
it's single player
You know,
doesn't
it's
matter.
like-
But
yeah.
like on the like World of Warcraft or what was the other one? Guild Wars. Those are like the two biggest ones where it's like you had to like do certain boss battles or raids to get certain types of armor.
against other players, or is it?
well, you had PvE
No, there was-
or PvP.
So
and
it's
then-
just MMO. So there's
Yeah.
like there's
Oh,
a
okay.
bunch of other players in the game, and you're not competing against them per se. You're just kind of living in the world.
and then you get achievements
getting
based off of
things
that, and
because
getting
of-
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he actually answers that claw thing you're just talking about. Hit play. Finish it out.
I'm proving it's just shit lazy.
I applied for a job, and then I spent like 40, 50 hours a week grinding away at that job, which allowed me a very class-specific perk called, get this, disposable income.
Income.
Which I allowed myself to spend on a little treat for myself. A little
Little treat for
cosmetic
myself.
item
That's
in
funny.
the game that I'm
That's
learning
funny.
for fun. I guess I'm just lazy.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry. I don't think I've ever thought about it like that. It's just cosmetic, right? It's not like it really matters.
Exactly. Now let's go, because I can't wait to try out this beautiful apparently,
Sword
this
of
can one-hit kill a
Destruction.
dragon.
One
I
hit.
can one hit a
I mean, like,
dragon.
I spent like
Alright,
6
pause.
months.
That's funny. Oh
Wow.
man.
So yeah, that's a prime example of that. What you guys just talked about.
Yeah.
Mm.
A lot more
Um,
complexity to this whole environment.
I
now.
mean, I guess for me, it's like the history of gaming, like
Yeah.
like the microtransactions and like being able to find the secret levels that the developers. It's again,
can't
the Ready Player One aspect of just enjoy the game. It's gone.
I can't
It's all
believe that they have
competitive now.
convinced people to pay for cosmetic things in games.
Have you seen Black Mirror?
So call it.
You should watch Black
I
Mirror.
just can't. Like it's
I do it.
it's
from time
foreign
to
to me. Like it's just foreign to me. Like it's not. It's
doesn't
not
do
What,
anything.
benefiting you.
well,
Doesn't do
no.
anything.
It makes so you're playing a character that you may have enjoyed. So for example, Call of Duty did a Rambo and a Die Hard event. So like literally, they added Nakatomi Plaza into the game, and you could play as Bruce Willis as your character, and they had all these other cool things you could do with it, which is actually kind of fun.
So it's
And
novelty.
There was novelty to that, and then they had a Rambo one. I bought that because it's fucking
Sure.
it's Rambo.
I could see that as
Uh,
well if you had like dedicated servers. They don't have those anymore. So you had like dedicated lobbies.
They needed to add that back. But like Fortnite does that heavily on the novelty when it comes to like all these characters, and I think
They had
they,
John Wick for a while.
yeah, John Wick. They're
Yeah.
adding. I think Disney's involved. You could play Spider-Man. Like the novelties help sell, and it
Yeah.
just makes you feel good inside. That's
It
all.
makes you feel
That's
it
it.
gives you a
Entertainment. It's that
mini
dopamine hit. Yeah.
dopamine
Which-
rush
yeah.
of
which-
like split second, and then it's gone
Hey,
forever.
I'm Spider-Man. Doesn't do me any good. I can't climb
So
on
does
walls.
gambling. Gambling's the same way.
It
yeah.
is. It is.
Yeah.
It's however you want to spend your money, right? You know what I actually find really interesting is how games have moved into other industries in the way that other industries are gamifying things. So gamiFying the experience of interacting with a brand is all over the place now, right?
Yeah.
The idea that it's
But
like
so stupid.
super fans, top fans, right? Oh, if you do this, you reach this, right?
Oh yeah.
Instead of just the punch card for 8 subs and you get a 9th free, right? Now it's like you reach like super fan status, and now
Yeah.
you get 50%, off your
Disgusting.
next sub, right?
And
all
Audible.
that's
Audible is
gamifying.
like giving you badges for listening to
Yeah,
voice.
there
Oh
it
my
is.
gosh.
There it
Yeah.
is. That's in
Congratulations,
everything
you
now.
woke up today.
Congratulations. You got the Mount Everest.
Dunkin'
tag.
Donuts does the same thing
Yeah.
with
Everything's gamified.
rewards. I'm
Yeah,
a
point
donkey
system.
junkie.
Yep.
I just made that term up.
Donkey junkie.
That's not
Patent
even a
pending.
thing they say. but-
Copyright. TM.
Copyright TL. Yeah.
Is that
He's gonna hit up his
Donkey
copywriter. Hey, hold on. We
Junk-
need to copyright this and sell this to Dunkin' Donuts.
No, there's already T-shirts with the Donkey Junkie on it.
That's funny.
Maybe I
Too-
may have
too
seen
good,
it somewhere.
Too good to not be
Yeah.
copyrighted. Yeah.
Yep.
I think
Too good to be true.
Dunkin' Donuts coffee is better than Starbucks coffee. It's just my opinion.
Depends on who makes it.
I
It's
know.
different.
It's different.
It's different. It's whatever you want.
But
We have the
Starbucks-
coffee sommelier over here.
Starbucks is really interesting because they created they started like intentionally over roasting their beans and created a coffee that people they created a coffee need where no one where one didn't really exist. They got people acclimatized to their coffee so that they would not want anything from anywhere else.
Mm.
It's really fascinating.
They
really
should make a
fascinating.
game about that. So I would say
Well, they do have a game. They have a game. It's a mobile app actually. It's a game. It's
Those
it's
cooking
game
games?
devs. No, it's a game app that you build apps. I was telling you about that. It's like you need to develop a game. I can't remember what it's called actually. Hold on.
You could
Cool.
create it. It'd be Coffee Tycoon, right?
Yeah.
Tycoon. Yeah.
There is
go.
coffee. There is a
there's
there are
Farm Tractor Tycoon.
Tractor. There's Tractor Tycoon. They also have Farm Simulator, and then you can mow your lawn.
I've
lawn
seen that one.
simulator, right? You
coffee.
can,
I
like,
hate
Mow
everyone.
your lawn.
Seriously,
That's hilarious.
Aaron, pull it up. Pull up Lawn Simulator, Lawn
Oh
Mower
my
Simulator.
gosh.
Oh yeah.
I
There's
just
people that
lose
stream stuff, and they have like little Forrest Gump
Just
mowers.
domestic tasks that are just so
like,
annoying.
every
Yeah.
podcast. I lose a little more faith in humanity.
My bad.
Where's my games at?
Yeah,
What's-
Lawn
what's it-
Simulator.
what's it-
Out now.
Lawnmower Simulator.
Lawnmower
This is a
Simulator.
serious
Yep,
production.
It is
Oh
serious.
my
Yes.
God.
and it
Get
works.
out of get out
Oh,
of my
yeah,
life.
it
Look
is,
how good these graphics are.
Oh, the game's called Game D Story.
For
by the way.
love.
It's like 8-bit like version.
Choose from real world mowers.
Yep.
Come on.
Have you seen
This
Farm
is not
Simulator?
a joke. It's a real thing.
This is, I'm being pranked.
Yep.
No,
No, that's a real
this is
thing.
a
Take
real
on
thing.
contracts. Build a business.
Have you seen Farm Simulator? Aaron, please tell me you've seen Farm
Oh,
Simulator. Look it up,
no.
Aaron.
Oh,
Look up Farm
no.
Simulator now. Because we got to look up Farm Simulator.
Have
How
they made
much
a
is
Storage
$50?
Wars game yet?
21,
Storage
46.
Wars
Where
game?
we made a game
I
about bidding on
guarantee you.
storage
I
containers?
guarantee you there's one.
For how much is that? Wait,
Yeah,
no.
show 'em
How much
farm-
is that?
$21.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's
All
old.
right,
That's old.
all right,
That's
all
old.
right.
That's why. Yeah, Farm Simulator's a thing too.
Because it's all. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, there's Tractor Simulator.
Farm Simulator, yeah. You
People,
can-
because people like those management type games.
Yep.
So,
but I
speaking of-
mean, yeah.
speaking of games though,
Well, here's the thing. I like those kind of games too, but I like ones that actually have like an otherworldly, premise,
Twist.
right? Like RimWorld's interesting
Yeah.
because you're
I mean, there's a
stranded on a
storyline
planet and
attached
you're
to
trying to
that.
get your people to survive, right?
Yeah, and
That's
just, like-
interesting. This is literally taking a domestic task and then
This
saying,
is.
I'm gonna wash dishes today. So I'm gonna.
I mean, now you're
gamify the
now you're
process of
talking
washing
about
dishes.
Sims.
Yeah, The Sims. You're
The
right.
Sims, you're talking
right.
about The Sims
yeah.
now.
I've never played The Sims,
I
but
mean,
I'm
build
aware
a
of
house
it.
and have
Yeah.
people, and you build everything out, and
Yeah.
people have.
But
You
own
literally
things, yeah.
freaking go to work on The Sims and then like come home and like
Yep.
live your life.
Yep.
It's like Second Life.
Yep.
The fact that that was a thing.
so
That's still a thing.
That's like Dwight in The
There's
Office,
like
right?
Sims 4 and Sims Online now.
Where he
Yeah.
creates a Second Life character, and it's just
Yep.
him because his life is so awesome.
Yeah,
According
you
to
can
him.
stop
Except
us
he
there.
can fly.
Except he
speaking,
can fly.
oh,
Yeah.
pre-order. I wonder how many pre-orders they got.
Pre-orders.
Speaking
Yep.
of real life adaptation, The Last of Us.
Oh,
When
incredible.
it comes to
Incredible.
So good.
comes to games to movies, the vast majority of the time they fail, or
Yeah.
it's just they're so
they had
bad.
like that Warcraft movie, and then they had
that was terrible.
yeah,
There was a Warcraft movie.
yeah,
yeah,
Mhm.
it was terrible.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to have your brain numb for like 2 hours, sure, watch it. But
So the thing with The Last of Us, though, my understanding from the game is that it was
Spoilers.
robust. No, it's just robust with storytelling. Like that's the premise of the game is the storytelling's very rich, and then the game's built around the storytelling, which is alternate to like most games where the gameplay is about you're shooting or you're doing something, and then they kind of tack on a story.
well,
around
yeah.
this,
The Last of
right?
Us is a great game. My only caveat is on the first episode. I think it should have thrown you in to the action a lot faster, like it did the
I
game.
haven't seen the first episode yet.
Well, like the game, you're immediately, oh, this is what's happening, and then
Haven't played the game in,
bam,
like,
you're
8
into
years.
it. It's like you
Been a
would think
while.
there's. I think there
Yeah,
should
but
have
to
been
have
more
mass
shock.
appeal for like you gotta like lay out the premise.
You
right?
gotta build it up.
Most
yeah.
people haven't played the game.
'Cause,
The
yeah,
game
most
didn't do
people
that
haven't
either.
seen it, yeah.
It threw you learned as you go, but
Totally, but it's a different experience. It's immersive, right? Versus watching.
other
something.
than that, it was like they're literally like line by line, and then even some of the outfits they're wearing
Oh yeah.
is like
Some of
That's
the,
exactly
even
it.
the scenes
Yeah.
Because
some of the
they-
scenes
the
were
casting
they
apparently was
hired
really-
the
yeah.
same writer of the game to on the show.
Nice. I didn't know
That is
Yeah,
why.
That is nice.
One of my buddies sent me it's like a 10-hour YouTube clip of like winning the game, of playing the game, right?
You know what? You suck. I just lost the game.
Of what? I didn't get it. I'm sorry.
Man.
so
Sorry,
moving on.
haters.
Aaron's out here
so-
laughing.
So
suck.
it's like 10 hours of playing the game, and the idea is that like he watched like the first like 10 minutes of it, and then watched the first episode of The Last of Us, and it's exactly what you described. The casting is on point, line by line with even dialogue. It's all in there, and it's it's incredible. It really is a very very well done series so far. I mean, it's 2 episodes in, but you know
I've been
I
impressed.
can't believe you've never played the game. Ever. You've never
what
played
the
Oh, he
Last
doesn't
of
play
Us?
games
No.
like that.
You
Last
just
of
never
Us?
played the game?
He doesn't
Actually,
play-
You know
I
the
would
game,
be
right?
interested. I'd be interested in that game, but like
What
first
system
person
is it on?
shooters.
You know, look, go to Wiki, Aaron, look up the game. You've never played the game.
Oh.
Oh,
it's
man,
something.
it's a thing. Yeah, the game, Wiki. It is a the mind game. Yep. It is a game. If you play the game, everyone's playing the game. If you don't know playing the game, you're playing the game. The only way to win the game is if the Queen Elizabeth says that the jig is up.
Well, she's
That's
dead.
the only way that the game is won.
So
Well, the jig
So-
is up
the
for
jig's
her.
up. She died.
She's
She
dead.
died.
Yeah.
So
So,
So
I don't know.
I guess
Actually,
the game is
actually,
over.
I guess the game is over.
Game over,
Go to
man.
possible
Game over.
endings. I'm actually curious now since she's. What is it? Pointless. No. No. Wow.
Oh, the Prime Minister announces on television the game is up.
Nope. There it is.
Who's
wonder
the
if they changed
who's the
that.
British Prime Minister?
Yep.
Click on that.
But
real
yeah,
quick.
that's the game.
I'm just
There are
curious.
very few
Anytime,
things in life
anytime it
that
pops in your
Oh,
head,
that guy.
you have to announce that you've lost the game, which should inevitably make everybody else in the room lose the game.
I don't think he's ever gonna
I
say
still don't understand.
there
It's just a mind game.
there
That's all
are
it
no
is.
words to describe to you how much I don't care about this game.
Yeah, you're welcome. I hate you.
that. So back to The Last of Us. When it comes to video game adaptations, the vast majority of the time they're just
feelings.
terrible. Now, Tomb Raider, I would say
Oh, I miss Tomb Raider.
the old old
Tomb
one.
Raider, like the puzzles.
I
that
think-
was the big aspect.
I think
of
they
Tomb
could have
Raider.
done those films a bit better.
a lot better. Which one, Laura Croft or not Laura Croft?
I'm talking about the first one.
Angelina Jolie.
Angelina
Thank you.
Jolie.
Yeah,
Like,
tongue twister there.
Yep.
I would prefer that over the most recent Laura
Wait, they
Croft.
did 3 movies.
No, she only did 2.
No, there's 3.
There's 3 Tomb Raider movies, but there's only 2 with Angelina Jolie.
No, there's 3.
All right, we got to see this.
There's 3.
Tomb Raider movies.
There's 3. There's 3 of them. I swear. Tomb Raider in order. There's 3 of them.
No,
Oh,
No,
sorry, you're
she
right.
did 2.
I thought there was 3.
And no,
Well, now our
I
5
think there were-
listeners who are still with us
Yeah.
understand the
They know.
difference.
They know.
I know,
They
we're
know.
an
But
hour and a half
that
in now.
most recent one was terrible.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Type in video game movie adaptations.
That was pretty
It's I feel like
Free
with all
Guy
the-
was incredible, by the way.
But that-
And I know it's not based on an actual video game, but the way they did the story alongside of
So,
video
like-
game culture was incredible.
All right, go back to that first. So like
Ooh.
Uncharted,
Uncharted wasn't too bad.
it was more of a mind-numbing movie. Yeah,
I mean, it wasn't too bad.
It wasn't bad.
The
but
Resident Evil movies are actually really solid.
not
I-
this
Not
most,
all of them, because
well,
some of them suck.
the
But
most recent one failed.
I
Like,
haven't
it
seen the
was-
most
it was
recent one, but I thought that's a, I think they executed. on
Mortal
several of those.
Kombat was terrible. Monster Hunter was.
I mean,
eh.
Mortal Kombat came out before the game.
I've read Ready Player One,
games
but
were
I have
based off
not
of
watched the
Mortal
movie.
Kombat.
No, the most recent.
It's good.
one.
It's
The
Steven
most recent one. I
Spielberg.
mean, all the remakes suck.
Yeah, it's-
everything
it's
after
pretty
the
well-
80s
pretty well
for Mortal Kombat sucks.
Hit next, Aaron.
Steven Spielberg. He's a director,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Producer. Jeez. Oh, like Assassin's Creed. That they could have made
They
that
could have made it so much better.
into a franchise
So
if they
much
did it
better.
justice. So, but again, it's just terrible writing, rushing.
They made a Need for Speed movie.
They did.
They did
Called Fast
Oh,
and
man.
Furious.
with what's his name from Breaking Bad.
Really?
Need for Speed is a pretty good movie.
The movie Need for Speed?
I think so.
You've seen it?
No,
I don't think you've seen
I've
it.
never seen it.
I've never even heard of it
Never
before.
even seen Need for Speed. I wasn't even.
You're not thinking of. of
No, I
Aaron
think I've
Paul.
gone in 60
Aaron.
seconds.
yeah.
Never mind.
Oh, Gone in 60
Gone in
seconds.
60 seconds.
That's great,
That
because
was
it's not
great
after a
movie.
game.
Yeah, that was a good
Let's
movie.
roll. Maybe the tippy top of Nicolas Cage's acting right there. That
Yeah,
was it.
the tippy top.
I think
No,
a
it
lot-
was like The
no,
Rock,
Face Off.
and then The Rock, Face Off,
The Rock.
and then Gone in 60
There you go.
seconds.
I
And then
can't believe that
Alabama
Prince of
just-
Persia was watchable.
I think that a lot of people that produce these movies have actually never played the
Played
game,
the
and they're
game.
trying to capitalize on the fandom.
That's what everything
Thinking-
is now.
But it
yeah.
never works. It rarely ever works, and they still
On games, no, yeah.
Well, yeah. By the way, you're also trying to placate an audience that's ridiculous, right? So
Oh my gosh,
that have
yes.
insane standards that you will never reach, right?
has to
So
be-
Well,
like
they,
one
they,
for
they're doing it
one.
right now with Last of Us.
yeah, that's true.
They
That's
tried to
true.
do a couple Halo films, and that was
Well,
horrible.
the Halo fan made ones are better than the most recent television produced
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Ridley Scott was going to make Ridley Scott, and then I also believe they even reached out to Peter Jackson to do a Halo film.
Now that I would watch that.
That it fell out, it just dropped, and now they had this most recent one. Wait,
That's
what's
true.
this?
That a fake kill Halo? Wait, what?
Peter Jackson explains how Halo became District 9.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, so that was his
Yeah.
inspiration for it. Yeah,
Alright.
interesting.
interesting.
That would have been so great. So I don't have much more talk. I mean, games are just going to continue. It's a growing industry, and I think it's going to do well over 200
I think
billion.
the gaming industry's gonna need to change.
I do hope there's pushback on these like games that just straight up
I
the
mean,
gameplay sucks.
Call of Duty's
and it's
dead.
purely to
I'm sorry.
monetize.
Well, a
and
lot
make
of
money
them
for
have
people.
been. There's been massive layoffs. A lot of these big studios have canceled games that they've announced they're not going to do because of just like people are just not buying.
Yeah.
Or the player count is like Call of Duty's like for Warzone 2. It was one of the. It's like well, it was one of the top selling Call of Duty games ever. Now it's like the player count has dropped off like tenfold. It's nowhere near it was.
Why
on
am I
launch
buy
day.
the same game?
I
can play
so
Warzone on Warzone.
with
Why
this
am I gonna
next
buy Duty?
update that
It's
comes
no
out next
different.
week, they have to do something drastically that gets the player count back up, or the Call of Duty, this one's just
Right.
going to fail.
I mean, you gotta
Um,
change the gameplay because you only get like King of the Hill, capture the flag, this battle royale stuff. So
I
it's
mean-
like we need a new type of gameplay. Something has to change the gaming industry besides storytelling for multiplayer, besides MMORPG.
And stop releasing unfinished games. That's the other thing.
100%. That'll never happen though.
I think it'll come to a point where people will just stop buying from these AAA studios.
I think pre-sales.
Yeah, like they're just not going to buy the pre-sales anymore
Yeah.
for some of these big games. It's like, yeah, I see what you did the last 3 times I've done it. Like a Battlefield.
I always wait a year before I buy. A game
Battlefield
because of
could have won, but
Yeah.
but they didn't. With
that.
the
Yeah,
last
I usually
release.
wait a year.
Oh, we released you an unfinished game and we fixed it 8 months later.
So you're gonna buy Modern Warfare?
I might think about
Farm
Buying it.
Simulator,
buying an Xbox
so you can play
360.
Xbox 360. That's where it's at.
so you can buy Lawn
Wait,
Simulator.
is the 720 out yet?
PlayStation 2, PS2. I
Well,
remember
was gonna
saving
spring
up
for the PS3.
Yeah.
So
Actually, it might
That's
be
the latest
it
one,
might be
right?
cheaper for you to buy the new PS5 than it is to buy a PS2. Because
Really?
the novelty, like the old, like an actual functioning like PS1, some of these go for hundreds of dollars. Like what does
I
a
hate everyone.
VHS? What does a VHS go for now?
I hate everybody. So
Yeah,
what's
well,
so do,
like
do they
$700.
disconnect the old Xboxes from Xbox Live?
The servers are offline.
Yeah.
So
That-
for
There is
360,
there is no more Xbox Live. For
Yeah,
360.
all I know is that for 360, I can't play GTA Online.
Yeah,
but I can play
all
the
the
story
ser-
mode of GTA.
The servers went offline.
So
Yeah.
so what's the one after Xbox 360?
One.
Xbox One.
And then after that,
Nothing,
Xbox 2.
probably.
Xbox One.
It's some I
don't know.
forget.
I think the way to go is just play PC games. Don't even play console anymore unless you get a PlayStation.
Xbox Series X. Yeah.
I don't see the
That's
point
it.
of getting an Xbox Series X or whatever because it's Microsoft. You can play the same games on an Xbox you can on a PC. If you're gonna get anything exclusive, I would get it on PlayStation. That's
PC
just me.
Master Race, as they call it.
Yeah, I would just If you do console, get Sony, and then just get a good computer, and then you can play every game that comes out on Xbox
Yeah.
on your PC.
And you could even play the lawnmower game. on
Yeah,
your
that too.
PC.
Yeah, totally.
Actually, I'm pretty confident you can get it on your phone. We didn't even talk about mobile phones. But that's
Jeez.
pay to win. I don't do those. So,
Frustrating.
but was it
Seven.
Clash of
Clash Clans?
No, Candy Crush
Mm.
was developed for like under $1 million and it did like $1 billion in sales.
Crazy.
So,
Yeah.
well, thank you for tuning into the Think Fresh Move Forward podcast. What are we talking about next week?
Short form vertical
Oh
video.
yeah,
Social
the rise of short form vertical video.
Does our
Yeah.
talk the past hour long have any benefit to any business owner?
Probably not.
Probably not.
You really just
You learn maybe more about you could add like microtransactions. To your
It's-
I
business.
will say the Gen Xers and the baby boomers listening
might help them
are
learn
now
more.
understanding that there is some economics involved with gaming.
Yeah,
they
there's
made
more
it an
money
hour,
in gaming
45
than you
minutes.
realize.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
but yeah, we'll have some actual expertise next.
Things that might impact your business.
Thanks for tuning in. See you next week.